Filipino. Zeke Black is in the building. Definitely shout out to Unique Mecca Audio. Go check out the video. He definitely gave me definitely a dope shout out, man, on Vlad, the one that he speaks about his brother. And he speaks about Club 2Gs. You know, just follow that Vlad interview. He just made one with Vlad about the Wild Cowboys. And he, in Washington Heights. I guess they started in the Washington Heights and they migrated. And out of the migrated about Washington Heights. You know, some of those creepy wolves is in the building. Pulled up to Vlad, and she's breaking down the story Vlad gave her for the interview. Good for the coach because every now and then, people like to hear these stories. Rich Porter, Darnell, and you know, you gotta be respectful. You don't say exactly wrong, but yes, we're gonna have to be respectful because she did lose two brothers to the game. You know what I'm saying? To be patient. I mean, I can't wait to get to the part about the little Gary situation. I want to know what year. You know what I'm saying? This is very interesting. I want to know what year did y'all find out that little Gary assassinated your brother? Was it before the K Slade mixtape, or was it after the K Slade mixtape? Then he premiered the guy who claims that he killed her brother. It's a great story for Harlem. It talks about a generation. There's other DVDs out there that speaks upon that content. We're gonna speak about the Quagos and the doo-wops because you know, like I said, she's being well versed here. So the things that she's speaking about when he was on the block with the H, those are probably the dudes that, you know what I'm saying? Those are probably the dudes that was probably around him around that time. You know what I'm saying? As that was inspiring him, LA, and a host of others that was out there in West Harlem, Sugar Hill section of Harlem, Washington Heights, whatever the case may be. I think it's good for the culture, man. Definitely shout out to Pat, man. You know, a couple of months ago, me and AZ, and you know, a lot of people say, yo, shout out to my man Gazi King from the Bloody Bunch in Clubhouse. Definitely shout out to P and Shooking Mentality in Clubhouse. Definitely shout out, yo, I gotta give back his props on this one. He shut Clubhouse down. He actually brought some new, improved content to Clubhouse yesterday. Not changed the narrative, but he brought Kanye West to 100 ENT. I have to give that man his flowers. That was dope for the culture. That was dope for Clubhouse. You know what I'm saying? That was definitely dope. And it might change the way people do business around Clubhouse. So definitely shout out to Whack 100 for bringing some content that other people was able to pick off. He had, you know, definitely, what's his name, Ion or Aeon. He had, I guess he was interviewing him. He sort of did it right. He did it right, and I heard they boomed the room, but it didn't matter. Kanye West really pulled up. So definitely shout out to Whack 100 for that with Clubhouse. You know what I'm saying? Definitely shout out to my man, definitely Cloud Chaser, my man E-Band Films in Clubhouse. Now, let's get to the get down. Let's get dirty. Pat Porter's going through the history. We're gonna have to be patient to certain parts that we want to hear. I don't care how much money Vlad has given her. It's a lot with that Sugar Hill story, man. And she's breaking it down well versed. It's not in a 10-minute clip on a DVD. It's actually her sitting down, breaking down a story that might have took 2-3 hours to break down. Right now, she's at the part of when AZ left the cleaners. When he left the cleaners for the blocks. Now, you know, when you speak about that time in New York, what was going on when he left the cleaners? AZ allegedly changed the game on the prices for those, for what went for $100 a gram. He started breaking down to get $100 a gram. You understand what I'm saying? So he sort of changed the game. I don't know what his measurement game was allegedly, but he changed the game. Spots like the jukebox, who was very listening to that history, because he goes into those years of New York City, when she says when A left the cleaners. Remember, everybody say the game changed. There's a lot of things I'm gonna have to let her say and not me say, because she was actually physically there. You know what I'm saying? So we're talking about a generation, the hip hop is in full swing, the rooftop SNS Club Willie Burgers. You know, you had the Red Parrot and other spots and so on and so on. Now, the beautiful thing about this Real Pay the Full story is she's gonna say a lot of things that people may not want to hear. But it's needed to be said. Pat, definitely thank you for gracing. It's been a Harlem week. We had Unique up there. Now he got Pat Porter up there. This is dope for the culture. Now, needless to say, um, where she at now is very interesting. Like, you know what I'm saying? She's going to her mom's when he was a kid, what his mom was into, and he started hustling real young. So Rich Porter was hustling at a young age, and I think you know what I'm saying? So by the time Rich Porter was 12, he was an experienced hustler. He knew the basics of how to get some money. You know what I'm saying? By the time he was probably 13, he could probably basically run a block. You know what I'm saying? He probably knew how to run a block. But remember, in that generation, it was heroin. So heroin dealers probably ran a different type of operation that he figured out how to do. And in that generation, you may have, you know what I'm saying? We may have a lot of, in that situation, we may have a lot of training. So I can honestly just hearing these stories. Rich Porter was outside, and it's a deep story because she just brought AZ up, and then she's have to go into probably not so much about AZ's story, but the situation that happened with A and how it affected everything. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a lot of things that AZ never touched on. He touches on what happened, but he never really gets in depth with it. So it's definitely good for the culture. It's definitely dope for Harlem. Definitely shout out to the Double H. You know what I'm saying? Definitely Harlem, Sugar Hill section. Definitely shout out to Washington Heights. And a lot of that begins to coincide with each other's story. So this is why I tell y'all, that's why I tell you, man, sometimes it's good to be a student. You know what I'm saying? It's not, you know, we can sit here and slander and go crazy and all that, but sometimes it's just listen to the story, man. You know what I'm saying? Just listen to the story, man. You know what I'm saying? You have to be respectful that two brothers died. I'm not comparing who's the best hustler. I'm not comparing who was around who, because one thing we can say, all of us, is that Rich Porter was her brother and AZ was her baby father. So she was really in the mix when they came to them. She wasn't a side chick. She wasn't the slide off. She wasn't, you know what I'm saying? So whatever she's saying, she has. Yeah, okay, got you, Billie Jean. Exactly, you know what I'm saying? Because she can only talk his story. I like what you just said right there. She can't really go that crazy, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know what I'm saying? You know, she's not. I doubt she's gonna say that he caught 1,000,000 bodies. But I want to ask you a question, Billie Jean. Since you've seen it, did she touch on the Little Gary situation? Like, she never really touched. I had to forget that, like, he did it, and when they knew he did it, because that's weird. You know what I'm saying? But maybe just skipping over that, you know, that's just asking for too much. You know what I'm saying? Because I got some paperwork, Wayne Perry's paperwork, and the Wayne Perry paperwork, there's no mention of Little Gary killing Rich Porter. But there are stories of Little Gary killing individuals for Alpo, and Alpo telling on him for those bodies. So that's in Wayne Perry's paperwork. So we'll never know if Little Gary really assassinated Rich. Maybe he did, and the family would have just, make him popular and famous. But it's definitely, that's in Wayne Perry's paperwork, party people. In Wayne Perry's paperwork, there's no there's no mention of Rich Porter at all, to be honest with you. They mentioned some gun dealer from I think Long Island somewhere. Some guy that he bought like 6 or 9 guns from. Oh yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I imagine she's still close with Peanut. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's probably still close with Peanut. Yeah. Because I seen the picture when she went there. I guess she went to go see him when he was in the feds. So I think you think about it, when he was running around Poe, they didn't know that Poe killed, and you know what I'm saying? I don't think they really knew that Poe killed Rich. You know what I'm saying? until I told you, we all a lot of ears that came to ears when K Slade made a mixtape. It was a live phone call and Black Eyed Eye. You know what I'm saying? So maybe I need to become a subscriber to Vlad. Maybe I need to so I can get all this firsthand. You know what I'm saying? Definitely shout out to your Vlad probably was being sensitive on the questions. So this is probably something that AZ probably was in his ear about. Watch what you asking. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe you're her. Like, yo, you're not gonna be answering this, not gonna answer that. But I think just to have it on his platform is just $1 million. It's $1 million move. You know what I mean? So definitely, I think it's good for the culture, man. Harlem. It's been a Harlem week. Check out the Unique Mecca audio right now. He's in Washington Heights section. He's talking about the Wild Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? You guys who don't know who the Wild Cowboys are, y'all can Google them. You know what I'm saying? The ones y'all might hear about more so is the ones from Cypress Ave in the Bronx, but they started in Washington Heights. You know what I'm saying? So it's a unique story, and actually some of them got caught up in it was weird, man. There was a big riot that happened in Washington Heights in the 90s, I remember. And it's crazy to say, I read the book, and it was crazy. One of the plugs got hit, and I tell you, man, it's a unique story, man. Just get in tune. It is what it is. I appreciate y'all. Z Black, Feed the Wolves. I'm here. Definitely shout out to Spanish Harlem. Shout out to West Harlem, you heard? Peace.